In the fall of 1979, three impossibly tall, impossibly beautiful strangers walked into the Flamingo Hilton, spun wild tales of the cosmos at the craps table, and left behind a night that Las Vegas would never forget. Welcome to Tales by Hawk, where you can enjoy short stories at your convenience. In this episode, A Night in Vegas, three visitors from outer space on a diplomatic mission take a trip to Las Vegas to experience the city's nightlife of gambling and excitement. In the autumn of 1979, under the cover of a star-streaked Nevada sky, an unmarked convoy of black sedans slipped through the desert, bound for the neon glow of Las Vegas. Inside the vehicle sat the most unusual diplomatic mission in human history. Three tall, strikingly beautiful beings who resembled Scandinavian aristocrats. Their porcelain skin seemed to shimmer under the moonlight. Their ice blue eyes held a depth beyond comprehension. These were the Nordics, emissaries from a distant star system visiting Earth on a mission of peace. For weeks, they had been in deep negotiations at Area 52, the lesser known but far more secretive counterpart to Area 51. The talks, facilitated by high-ranking U.S. officials, revolved around knowledge exchanges, interstellar ethics, and a whispered promise of technological cooperation. But tonight, the Nordics requested something different. "We wish to see this place you call Las Vegas," the tallest of them, known as Lysar, had said earlier that day. "It is described as an oasis of chance and indulgence. We must experience it for ourselves." And so they arrived at the Flamingo Hilton, stepping onto the casino floor with an effortless grace that turned heads. Dressed in perfectly tailored suits acquired for the occasion, they blended in just enough, though their unearthly beauty and statuesque presence made them the center of attention wherever they stood. Lysar, along with his companions Vira and Solène, gravitated toward the craps table, drawn to the electric energy of the game. They observed for a moment, before Lysar scooped up a stack of chips and placed an extravagant bet. The dice tumbled across the felt, landing in their favor. A cheer erupted. Luck, it seemed, was on their side. As the night unfolded, the Nordics continued to win. Thousands upon thousands of dollars in chips piled before them. But it was not the thrill of gambling that kept them at the table. It was the people. The way their eyes sparkled with excitement, the way strangers became comrades in the face of luck and loss. This, more than anything, fascinated the visitors from the stars. When a woman beside them, an aging showgirl named Doris, asked where they were from, Lysar simply smiled. "A place beyond your imagining," he said, sipping from a glass of untouched bourbon. "A world where the rivers shine like liquid silver and the mountains hum with ancient wisdom." Intrigued, the crowd leaned in closer. The Nordics, perhaps sensing the moment, began to weave their tales. They spoke of their journey across the cosmos, of planets where oceans glowed with bioluminescent flora, of civilizations that communicated in pure emotion rather than words. They described cities suspended in orbit, where gravity bent to the will of its inhabitants, and great celestial harbors where beings from 1,000 worlds came together in peace. The patrons of the Flamingo Hilton hung on to every word, their cigarettes burning down to the filters, their drinks forgotten in hand. For a moment, in the heart of Sin City, the universe seemed impossibly vast and breathtakingly beautiful. As the night waned and the first light of dawn crept over the desert horizon, the Nordic stood from the table. Lysar glanced at the mountain of casino chips before him and then, with a grin, began handing them out. "To fortune," he said, pressing a handful of chips into a stunned businessman's palm. "To chance," he added, slipping another stack to a cocktail waitress. and to the stories that make life worth living. By the time the pit boss realized what had happened, the Nordics were gone. Their convoy disappeared back into the desert, bound once more for the secrecy of Area 52. The tale of that night spread like wildfire. Some dismissed it as a drunken fever dream. Others swore to its truth with a solemn nod. But one thing was certain. No one who had been there would ever forget when the Nordics visited Sin City. Well, that's the end of that tale. Thanks for joining me on my latest short story. You can read more at tfhcalifornia.com, and I'll be posting more stories in the future.